KUGAN CASSIUS Rifle TV in association with MTK Global. We're at the London press conference here to kick off fight week between Joseph Parker and Hughie Fury, which is on this Saturday in Manchester and also on YouTube pay-per-view. I'm joined by promoter Mick Hennessy. How are you, Mick?
I'm very good, KUGAN. Really good. Tired after that.
That was a bizarre introduction to a press conference.
Yeah, it was. It was crazy, wasn't it? Wild, really. It was like... just wasn't expecting that. Really wasn't expecting that. I mean, the way he walked in, the way he swaggered in, I thought to myself, is there something wrong with him? You know? And as he got closer to the desk, I could see, I thought, he's paralytic. And I see him looking at Peter, and I thought, here we go.
Apparently, I mean, I don't know for definite, but they're telling me that he's been nicked. I don't know if that's true 100% now.
It wouldn't surprise me.
He's been nicked, I don't know. I've been in here, but...
It's probably best place for him at the moment. He'll be in safe hands.
I mean, from the clip, we just put a clip out. I mean, Peter was enraged with Higgins sort of approaching them at the table, but can you just sort of clarify, you know, what that actually was about, Mick? Why Dave Higgins thought it necessary to kind of confront your team?
I'll tell you what it was about. I mean, obviously there's been a lot of negotiations backward and forwards. Peter showed David Higgins tremendous hospitality up in Bolton and Manchester, put him up there, took him out for dinner, had him watching the football and having dinner in a box up there, and basically told him that, you know, unlike the treatment, what Peter said was unlike the treatment we got, you know, we're fair people and we'll do the right thing. And Peter explained that up there, basically. What he meant by that was there won't be no shenanigans with rings and, you know, ring walks and dressing rooms and, you know, the whole list, A to Z, that, you know, things will be done fairly with us. And Peter, to his word, they have been. But what he's accusing us of is as if we've got some say in the judges and the officials, as if we got some influence over the WBO and the British Boxing Board of Control, which is ridiculous because, you know, they're prestigious governing bodies, they're well respected. We haven't got no say over them whatsoever. And for him to come in and say what he was saying, you know, it was offensive, and you know, Peter flipped.
Peter said in the press conference that, you know, Higgins was threatening to, in Peter's words, run away to New Zealand with the money.
Yes.
So could you make some comment on that?
Yeah, I told Peter that this morning over breakfast because I had actually spoke to David Higgins. It must have been about 8 o'clock this morning, and I basically said that I was trying to help resolve this situation with the board. I wanted there to, you know, be an amicable situation. And I basically said that I want you to take Robert Smith's numbers, I want you to ring him, and you know, he wants to resolve this. We've got a heavyweight title fight to contend with. He basically said to me that he weren't going to ring him now. He didn't want to ring him before the press conference, but he'd ring him later. And then he went on a ramble to say along the lines that we've been advised by our legal to terminate the contract, and we can take all the money that's sitting in escrow.
Right.
So, which is mental. I mean, it's like as if that can happen. So, you know, I told Peter that around breakfast, and as he should be, he was disgusted. So, my main objective today was to get him here to the press conference. I tried. I said to him that Robert Smith wants to resolve this. He wants to talk to you. I can't do anything with it. Give him a ring. Here's his numbers. Didn't want to do that. He could have resolved that before he came. But as I said up there again, for me, one or two things: either 15 minutes of fame, in my opinion, or he was paralytic, and it looks like it was the latter.
Mick, what is the current situation regarding the judges and the referee? Obviously, a lot of this has to do with today's sort of a couple of the talking points have been the appointment of the referee and the judges. How does it stand with who the judges and the referee are now at the moment?
I couldn't give you a firm answer to that because I don't know. Everything keeps changing, and it's affecting us with the flights because we're the ones paying for the flights. Obviously, flights over a period of time go through the roof. So I couldn't tell you because, you know, at one point it was a British referee, Terry O'Connor, Marcus McDonald was a judge and 2 American judges. I think they just announced an American supervisor. But I won't let my team book the flights until it's firm, until it's in concrete. We know who's who and what's what. So I'm waiting to hear that now. I want to know myself. That's why I wanted him to resolve it on the phone.
So the possibility of one judge from here, one judge from New Zealand, and a neutral judge, where does that stand?
Right. Well, this is the thing that none of us can understand. The Border Control offered the WBO and DUCO, like, they offered them a neutral, not neutral, a New Zealand judge. They said, okay, if that's how you feel, you know, nominated a New Zealand judge. There hasn't been no nomination, and as far as I know, no one's been put forward. So that's disappeared. What they're arguing over is the ref. So,
do you expect this to be sorted out today? As it being Monday, the fight's on Saturday, you want it resolved as quick as possible?
It's got to be sorted out today. It's got to be. I mean, we've got flights penciled and on hold, and they keep changing. I mean, it's like for everything we've put on the line here, for all the money we've stuck in escrow, it's unfair to us as a promotional outfit. So, I mean, look, we've all, whether we like it or not sometimes, we've all got to work within the framework of the governing bodies. And the WBO and the British Boxing Board of Control, they're prestigious governing bodies.
All the way through this build-up, Mick, you've had promoters, i.e. Eddie Hearn, suggesting that this fight wouldn't happen, or, you know, questioning whether it will or not, rather, I should say. And, you know, you've had a few things to say. Say you have, you know, Peter has, and so has Huey, about this. This fight was, in your opinion, always going to take place, and it will take place.
Always. No question. As long as Huey was 100%, it was always going to take place. So yeah, look, they've all been throwing spanners in. They've all been saying this and that. They've got egg on their face. They've been, they should mind their own business. They've been behaving like mugs. So it's, sometimes, like, certain things you do when people are threatened, that's what they do. We're just getting on with our own business.
And obviously, alongside this build-up as well, we've heard stories about Parker's team talking to other promoters about Parker's future. Has that aggravated you at all? But that's a promoter's job, obviously, to map out whatever. But has that aggravated you that they're kind of dismissing Huey and just talking about, negotiating with Parker for his future fights with a world title?
Yeah, look, let's face it. As far as I'm concerned, what I can see and what I've heard, and things do come back to you in this game, they've all been negotiating unification fights. They've all been telling each other, this fight isn't going to happen. Load of bollocks, load of this, load of that. It's not happening. Can't sell tickets. Can't get TV. They've all had their say about it, but we're here. I mean, look, we're up against it. We knew that. This is about our man, Hughie Fury. We're backing him to the hilt. We're a unit. We're loyal. When you're in the trenches, we'll be there with each other, side by side, and that's what we are.
Let's talk about the partnership with YouTube, Mick. Before we come on to that, I mean, I'm assuming there was broadcasters in the mix for this, but you feel like that this was the right thing for you at this time with this fight?
Yes. I mean, I didn't get a chance because of the commotion to explain things up there, but we had sort of like 3 offers, and we chose to go YouTube route. Could you tell
us who them offers were from, or not?
I can't, no. I mean, obviously, you got to do business in this game, and you start doing things like that. But whether we was happy with them offers or not is another matter. We chose YouTube. We chose it, and we've been working on it for about 9 months. So has it potentially been rushed a little bit? Yeah. Would we like to have had more time? Definitely. Would we like to sell more tickets? Yeah, every day of the week. But these are they're two brilliant young undefeated heavyweights who are building their name. Joseph Parker might be heavyweight champion, but he's not a brand yet. He's not built his name. Hughie Fury's name is not built the way it needs to be built. That takes time, and 9 times out of 10 it takes you to pick up a world title. Let's face it, we all know that. We're not gonna. Everyone's slagging. I said up there, is this the biggest commercial heavyweight fight? It's nowhere near, because we're building brands. We're in the building stage at the moment. But it's by far the best fight. It's the most 50-50 fight. Again, we're up against it. We're trying to do something unique. We're trying to break the monopoly. We're trying to do something that will be great for us and will be great for the fans. We're going to try and bring pay-per-view prices down over a period if we get the numbers. You're not going to be having to buy sports packages and entertainment packages and stuff. We're going to, this is something that could work for us, but it would be incredible for the public as well. We're trying to do something different. It'd be nice to get the support of the public, because it will benefit them in the end. And they can, if you can get pay-per-view prices down low enough, you can pick and choose what fights you want and when you want them.
You said yourself in the press conference that this is a gamble for you this week in regards to the YouTube partnership, but you obviously have faith in this, Mick, that this will work out for you this week.
Yeah.
Projected number-wise, have you got something in your head? I'm not going to ask you what they are, but have you got something in your head what you think it will get and what you'll be happy with?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, look, we'd love it to go through the roof worldwide. We'd love everyone to click on. We're getting a lot of people starting to acknowledge and pay in different countries, which is quite interesting. It's and how it works in pay-per-view, KUGAN. Like, people don't like the majority of it's done within 48 hours, and probably sometimes 80% of it's done on the day. But we're quite optimistic and excited with the early numbers. So yeah, we've got figures in our head, but we don't expect this to explode straight away. This is a long-term strategy. We're looking at this very, very long term. We're going to build and build and build, and we don't like all of this monopoly bullshit. Needs to be broken. The way some of these broadcasters do business needs to stop, and the way some of these promoters who try to break other people and control them and get their trolls on the internet and stuff like that needs to stop. So yeah, if you looked out on the internet, if you believed everything you read, then you're crazy, because you're absolutely being manipulated by organisations that are putting teams together to troll people.
Mick was at the Copper Box from the weekend, and we saw Tyson Fury there, who was supporting Billy Joe.
Yeah.
Seemed in good spirits, but could you give us any sort of update, or can you tell us anything about Tyson Fury at the moment?
We're just busy, fighting his UNCUT case at the moment. Myself and Peter and the lawyers. That's what we're concerned with. I know there's a lot of talk out there about all sorts of things, but the main thing is we're, as always, we're fighting his corner.
It just seems a very long-winded process from UNCUT, etc., about what's going on more specifically. If you look at the time he's actually been out the ring, and if he's meant to have served anything for things he's allegedly done,
Yeah.
It seems a bit of a farcical situation in that sense, that they're not letting him or people know what's going on.
Well, they are. I mean, we know what's going on.
Yeah.
We're handling the case, but it's a very, very complicated case, and there's a lot of twists and turns in it. And we believe we can win it. We've got the best legal team in the world for this sort of thing. We've invested a lot of money into it, and we're optimistic that we're going to win this case, and I think people will be surprised when it all comes out. They'll be very, very surprised at some of the goings on, but look, we've just got our head down with that situation, and as I said, me and Peter, the lawyers, our team, we're working hard to sort that situation out. And for all the other people who are commenting on it and saying all these different things about it, they know nothing about it. They're not the ones pulling up the money.
There was kind of rumours saying that come October that there will be some sort of conclusion to this either way. Is that true or not?
Are you asking, is there going to be a hearing then?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Around that time?
Yeah, we'll start with that. No.
But there could be twists and turns. You never know what could happen in the meantime. But there's not gonna be, if anything, if it does go to a hearing, it could be the end of the year or very worst ways, very early next year.
Really?
Yes.
But are you confident that Tyson will get his licence back?
Yes, very. Very.
Okay. I know it's a bit of a difficult situation because obviously there's probably things you can't disclose to us as well.
Things will come out when the time's right. This has been a hard-fought battle. Yeah. Once again, we're in the trenches, doing the fighting.
We expect to see Tyson here this week in Manchester. Well, not here, but in Manchester this week.
Yeah, I think he's come to the fight.
Okay. We'll keep us updated on any situation. I know it's a bit of a delicate situation, and there's stuff that you can't disclose to us, which is fair enough. So, but in relation to this week, obviously Peter Fury over the last 5 years has got Huey to this point where the fights have matched him to prepare him for something like Saturday. So his time is going to be this Saturday, in your opinion?
I believe that. He just turned 23 today. I mean, he's a young heavyweight, but a very, very talented one. One thing people don't realise about Huey, he's a tough fighter, tough man. People don't realise that. He's a master boxer. He's a great athlete. Starting to punch very hard now as well. Yeah, I believe he's going to win, and I believe he's going to win it in style, but late into the fight. But look, this is heavyweight boxing. He's a quality heavyweight. He's a good fighter. I mean, I think both of these, when they're 100% right, both of these are capable of beating the other champions. Both of them. Both of these kids have got big futures. They're very, very young. This is a crossroads fight because, at their age, not many fighters would take as dangerous fights as this. So, got to take my hat off to him. And, Huey's, he comes from a fighting family. He's got it in his blood. He's got a great fighting name. And it'd be a great night for us if he does what we feel he's going to do on there. We'll be doing some celebrating, trust me. But we're the underdogs. We're up against it every which way. We're up against it with ticket sales. Apparently, we're up against it with TV. We're up against it with everything. But here we are, still fighting.
You remember what happened the last time someone wrote a Fury off?
Exactly. Look what we had to go through for that fight. We could write about 6 books for that. We really could. Look at it. Look at us all scrapping on the morning, afternoon, and night of the fight. One thing you got to give us: we're a unit, we're a team.
There's been kind of a wave of pay-per-view in the UK on all sort of different platforms. We saw the Canelo Golovkin on BoxNation pay-per-view. You have your one this week. Sky's obviously one with Anthony Joshua come up with Pulev, and we've seen the World Super Series of Boxing, some of the fights on that going onto pay-per-view. Is it too much pay-per-view, Mick?
It's getting that way, yeah. I mean, it is getting that way. I mean, that's why the long-term goal for us is to try and bring the prices down. But you know, this is not just your average world title fight. This is the heavyweight championship of the world. It's a legit one. You know, it's a great fight. It's a great 50-50 fight. This is not a fight where, you know, 90-10, you know who's going to win in the home corner, but let's bolster it with a decent undercard, a good undercard, so it smothers things up. This is not what that is. Our main event, which we would like people to purchase, is a great fight. It's a 50-50 fight. That's what it should be about. So, yeah, it is getting a bit loaded up, but we're not asking people to pay monthly fees and pay for our pay-per-view. We're not asking them to watch this fight at 5 in the morning or 4 in the morning. We're saying, here's what we got. It's a genuine world heavyweight title fight. It's a genuine 50-50 fight. It's going to start, ring walks are, you know, it's going to start about 10:30. It's prime time. And we're saying, you know, get behind a new concept, because it will pay dividends in the long run for everyone. We'll be able to lower the price of pay-per-view, and you'll be able to pick and choose.
Is it select fights on the undercard, or is it the whole card that will be shown when purchased?
There's going to be a few fights left out, but there's going to be a portion of the undercard that's going to be streamed free, and then we're going to go over to the pay-per-view end of the card.
But this is kind of a testing process for you as well, because it's new.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm sure that it will go smoothly, but it is being the first one you're doing. I'm sure you'll learn things as you're going along this week.
Oh, we're learning things every day. I mean, look, we're hitting obstacles, and we've either got to go over the obstacles or around the obstacles, or we've got to find a solution. We're learning things every day. I mean, it's going to be great to work on the next one, because this is, you know, look, anything you try and bring through or pioneer or try and be the first, that you're going to get ridiculed, you're going to get laughed at, you're going to get things thrown at you. You know, you got the lot coming. But you know, as I said, we're not looking at this as a one-off. We're looking at this long term. We really are.
But is the deal with YouTube a fight-by-fight scenario?
We're talking about doing, in the next 12 months, about four big fights, maybe 4 to 6.
Is that dependent on how Saturday goes in regards to everything?
No, we're pushing forward, because it's a model that's going to get more well known, and it's going to get more well received, and people are going to, you know, all this rubbish that's being put out there about, oh, you know, people want to watch it on a TV. You can watch it on a TV. Everyone's like, you know, nowadays are watching TV from a smart TV. You know, saying about, oh, like, you know, it's a stream. I mean, you know, they done the 2012 Olympics. You know, UEFA Cup football on there. It's a brilliant professional platform, and we've got great production. This is going to be a top quality production.
Well, IFL TV's on YouTube. It can't be that bad, Nick.
Well,
Serious.
that's the good thing. You understand, because you know, you've been doing this for a long time, and you've been working on that platform. So straight away, when we spoke to you, you got it straight away.
Yeah, we get it, because it's, you know, regardless of, you know, the fight itself is like one day, but you know, you've got most fight weeks, you've got 4 or 5 days of build up, and that all that content, regardless of whether it's on our boxing channel or another one, is watched on YouTube. Regardless, it's not, people don't wait till they get home to watch like these clips that I put on today, they're not waiting till
They do it wherever they are.
they're wherever they are. So,
But when you first started out, I remember it. You know, people didn't realise it was going to end up where it is now, did they?
no, absolutely correct it, man.
I'm saying
No, we
it's-
haven't yet. We haven't at all. But no, listen, yeah, back then, yeah, there was a few people.
People wouldn't have thought it was going to last,
in
would they?
particular. No, but that's the beauty of sticking with anything. It's not specific to YouTube. I'm saying sticking with anything because eventually
But
it'll pay off.
nowadays, like, if you think about it, anyone as an individual, if you wanna watch a fight, you wanna look up an amateur, you wanna look up a pro fighter, you wanna look up a show that's already been on, you wanna look up an interview, you heard about a funny interview somewhere. We all go to YouTube. And if you sit down and work it out, people don't realise how much they use that platform.
No.
So why not live sport? Why not massive live sport? It's the next step. There's already so much boxing content on YouTube, and you're one of the pioneers of that. You know, what you've been doing with IFL has been phenomenal. People, you know, your site now is, if you're looking for something, is one of the first port of calls. So, you know, want to take it that step further and bring huge fights to the biggest video platform in the world.
We're going to start live streaming soon.
Yeah.
Doing a fight very soon, within the next month. So we want to see how that goes as well.
Yeah. Well, it's the future, isn't it?
I hope so, because it's, like I said, it's just perfecting all the little things before it's, you know, tried and tested kind of thing. So.
Yeah.
Okay, Mick, have you got anything else you'd like to add? Obviously, we're going to see you every day this week, so there's plenty of other opportunities to catch up. But is there anything else you'd like to add?
I think that covers it for now, KUGAN.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Manchester tomorrow for the undercard press conference, and then Wednesday from 5:30, the workouts at the Print Works in Manchester.
It is, yeah, from 5 o'clock.
From 5 o'clock, sorry. So a few of the undercard fighters, and also Parker and Huey will be
on the public workout, yeah. So that's it, undercard press conference tomorrow at the Midland Hotel. Like you said, public workout, and then we've got another press conference on Thursday at Old Trafford.
No problem. See if Dave Higgins wants to do a public workout. He might want to do one.
I'll put that to him.
Put it to him. Mick Hennessy, thank you very much for talking to iFull TV, and we'll catch you tomorrow at the undercard press conference.
Brilliant.